Woo! Whoa! Whoa!
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Hannah from Singletrackworld.com and I'm here with Gill and Dan at Dyfi Bike Park. Been having a look at the trails. Dan's got some food which is made by his mum, but I understand everyone could buy if they went to the cafe that's just over there. So there's a cafe here. We'll find out a little bit more about what's here. So first of all, what's new for this year?
Well, this here, cafe and shop. So we started about a year ago. We had a much smaller setup down there, and lockdown was actually a brilliant opportunity to get building. So we have a new, non-damp, really big and lovely, airy sign-on area and shop, and an expanded cafe.
I noticed it's quite a large stove sitting there. Is that waiting for winter?
It's ready for winter. We actually ran it last winter and it was amazing. You know, the riders could kind of get warm, dry their gloves, and kind of inspiration from Reva really. You know, they've got one there. But yeah, like Jill says, it's a lot more airy. Kind of, we've moved it around the corner so it gets the sun a lot more. And yeah, the few days that are sunny in Wales, you want to make the most of them.
So you've got some new trails for this year as well, yeah?
Yeah, so 2 new reds, again built over lockdown. We kind of had the idea of we were going to branch out and build reds, but we wanted to start with those black trails, start with a higher level of rider, just because they're a little bit easier to deal with. You know, they kind of turn up, they're a bit more hardcore, and they just kind of get on with it. And you know, as soon as you have a red trail, the expectation of what you offer goes up. You know, so the cafe's got to be a bit better, parking's got to be a bit more dialed, uplift's got to be a bit more dialed.
So they're pretty reds from my experience riding down them today. They're not your average family day out, are they?
Well, I guess as kind of racers, we don't have a massive amount of experience with building reds, or riding reds for that matter. But I think, I guess I wanted them to be fun for everyone, not just for a red level of rider. And so, yeah, some of the jumps have got bigger takeoffs on the side, and the landings are kind of bowled round, so you can kind of jump as far as you can. But there's definitely steep sections in them that could probably be tamed down a bit, and I think, you know, the more days we're open with guys coming up, the more we're learning, and that's been the same since the bike park opened. You know, I came straight off racing World Cups and EWS into building this, and from then on I've learned. And it's not just about the level of rider, it's about you know, you want to have fun on your bike, yeah, and you know, as a pro rider, you're so used to that mentality of whenever you ride your bike, you're pushing, and that's all you're ever doing is pushing. And so to forget that, put that aside, and suddenly it's more about just flow and fun and enjoying yourself, it's such a different mentality.
But some of the pros that have ridden it already have been like, that's the most fun trail ever. You know, it is something that everyone's been really enjoying, and you can kind of ride it at your own level, really.
Oh my God. Ah! Oh my God. Oh crap. Oh, just held it.
So you said about the different expectations of what there's going to be here with the different kinds of riders. So what is here in terms of facilities?
This is a short list.
Well, we've got the cafe and the shop.
Yeah, but yeah, in terms of facilities, we're building the bike wash at the moment. Obviously, that probably should have been the first thing, and then yeah, it's weird. Like literally, because we're a little bit further out into Wales, people's first impressions of the places, other than the sign, is the toilets. And so, yeah, we kind of need to get that dialed really.
I thought the portaloos were quite clean by portaloo standards. I didn't have to hold my breath.
I cleaned them this morning.
Was that in the job description when you signed up?
Definitely not.
So what's in the shop then? If I turn up and I've forgotten some key stuff, am I an idiot, or am I going to be able to buy what I need?
Hopefully you'll be able to buy what you need. So we've got inner tubes, we've got chains, we've got all those sort of bits that are going to break, hopefully. But we've also got some really nice merch in there. We've got Dyfi Bike Park t-shirts and hoodies, and so we've got things from Endura, so we've got gloves and knee pads and elbow pads, and then the King Good stuff. So we've got stands, sealant, hopefully we've got everything that you need to get through the day, but some fun stuff as well, some nice stuff that you'll just enjoy shopping.
And what's the mandatory kit for people coming today?
Gloves, knee pads and full face helmet, pretty much. It's hard to enforce elbow pads, but we do tell people to ride them, especially if they're going off the reds onto the downhill stuff, but hard to enforce that.
Right. And a face mask, of course, so because you need that for the uplift at the moment. So how has that affected your capacity to operate?
Well, we've gone down to 50 riders a day, spaced out the Land Rovers, windows are out or everything's out, as you've seen, to try and get some air in.
With this build that we did over lockdown, we made the car park bigger and the cafe bigger to accommodate more riders, and now we've gone the opposite way. We're only dealing with 50, so everywhere feels quiet, the trails feel quiet, car park, cafe, all feels quiet except the uplift queue, which is manageable at the moment, but we're literally running half the numbers up the hill, so as soon as we can start creeping the numbers up, the better really.
So is 100 riders a day your maximum under normal conditions?
Yeah, we were doing 90, 100 before lockdown, and now it's like literally half that, 50, and we're buying more Land Rovers now and building more trailers so we can get rid of that queue and start to kind of increase those numbers, but it is all come down to the uplift, yeah.
Okay, so let's assume that COVID gets sorted and you can get your uplift sorted. What's next on the trail side of things? What's to come?
Just kind of reaching out to that broader audience really. Obviously it's a little bit further for people to come here than go to Revs, and so we do need to be, offer that little bit more in terms of range of tracks. But yeah, just kind of feeding back from riders, and that's why I ride on the weekends as well really. Sometimes it's hard to motivate yourself to always ride, but it's so important because you hear what people think in the uplift and on the tracks. You hear little snippets because people aren't going to come up and tell you, or not many people are going to come and tell you what they really think, so it's nice to hear it, whether that be good or bad, and try and feed that back into the build.
So for those that want to ride with a pro, they should get themselves along here soon, and then you might be hanging around.
Yeah, but I'm not pro.
He's always hanging around though. He's always hanging out. And Rach is here an awful lot of the time, and G as well.
Ride with a pro's brother.
So yeah, you've got a really good chance of riding with Dan Atherton if you come, and
That's a bad thing.
Yeah, that's a good.
And could you ride on an Atherton? Is there going to be a higher fleet of bikes to try out at some point?
Yeah, there's actually more and more people inquiring about that, and I guess if you break it down, the bigger picture, that's one of the reasons we did start Bike Park was because of the bike company. We really felt like we wanted a platform to kind of bring that product to market. Not driving around the country showcasing it in other people's bike parks. We really wanted like a base for the company to be, and so people knew there was somewhere solid they could go test ride a bike, and they knew that it was kind of born from this area sort of thing, which I think helps the image of a bike company.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So watch this space, get here while the trails are quiet, and come
Definitely
and
quiet at the moment.
well they've been great. I mean it feels great to me. It's I've had a load of fun. I've ridden some stuff that scared me the right amount, and I'm probably going to go and ride some more stuff that will scare me a little bit more now, and maybe I'll just look at some other things. So.
We'll do some laps together now.
Oh, crikey. Thanks very much. I'll let you finish your lunch.
Sake. I didn't know it came out here.
Well, you can nip round here if you want.